Unicorn Circuit.
Welcome to another episode of the Unicorn Circuit, your weekly dose of Fanking, car news, weird laws, my towns, your cars, crazy eat bag. This is the biggest show we've ever done. It's episode 69. We've got, especially for this monumental occasion, we've got a brand new segment and we're mixing things up, aren't we, Martin?
Big and special, but also short and efficient.
Is it?
Just like last episode.
Was it?
Short and efficient.
Last episode was 40 minutes, isn't that the normal length?
No, it was less.
No, it was.
Was it?
Yeah, it was
Oh,
39
good. Well,
minutes
before
and
that was
28
really long.
seconds.
Was it?
But today's a special, obviously, because we've got a brand new segment that we're going to be getting to shortly. Also by now, your earballs, eyeballs, femballs, manballs, or any other acceptable or not acceptable ball, spherical device that is of interest to you would have seen our 250 tips video, which is an absolutely epic catalogue of mighty car mods.
Did you need to lie down after you watched it? After I watched that, I needed to lie down. I was like, I'm so overflowing with
11 years of
interest.
ballness.
That's it.
What was amazing is that we actually, I decided to count the tips, Martin.
No.
There was a lot more than 250, I can tell you.
Yeah.
But are we going to reshoot the intro? No. A couple of keen-eyed people are like, there's 300 and whatever. Someone should go and count it, actually, get an
count
actual thing. But it was more than 250. Anyway, it's going to be a huge show. Let's just dive right into the news because my friend here has got some news that is so exciting. Your wormhole will be blown 43 galaxies west. It's going to be huge. And as the hair on his leg tickles the hair on my leg, we'll be sharing the incredible car news of the week with you. This is the Unicorn Circuit. Thanks for joining us. Let's dive right into the news.
This week on car news, there's some big news.
Is there, Martin?
Well, no, it's always the same. There's always something to talk about because people want to sell their thing. But what people are trying to sell at the moment, which is very exciting, is Utes.
Yes,
Yeah,
that's right.
Utes everywhere.
Isn't the Ranger the best-selling vehicle in Australia or something?
Yes, and Hilux before that, and Tritons, everything just going off its absolute chops. Navaras, Mercedes brought one out that's based on a Navara. We've spoken about that before as
Yes.
well. That's going off as well. So why has the world got such a hunger for Utes? Don't know, but they're fashionable and they're cool. And now what's happening is
Oh, tell me.
electric Utes, man.
Fantastic.
They're just popping out of the woodwork left, right, and centre. Now this particular Ute, which I present you here,
That looks all right.
is
It looks like it's got a USB-C port for a headlight.
That's, I was about to say, the front of this, so this is, back up, this is the Rivia Mute, right?
Okay.
We may have spoken about this in the past, but it's gone from like total pipe dream to actually looking like it's a thing that we might really legitimately see happen. Because $700 million invested by Amazon.
Wow.
So that's some real money. Yes, front grille looks like USB-C port, but I'm going to say, not that bad in terms of
not
how
that bad at all.
concept-y Ute things go.
I reckon sometimes, and it might be something for Conspiracy Hat Cat, is that we see some of these concepts and they look awful. And you're like, but I've got a conspiracy that maybe they make them look awful so that we go, look at this new thing, and other people go, oh, that's interesting, and talk about it, you know?
Possibly.
But that doesn't look awful. That looks functional and looks pretty good.
Between 400 and 750 horsepower. Now, it works a little bit differently in electric land, but still, comparatively, that's pretty quick.
Martin, how do you work out horsepower versus the kilowatts versus the power? Or is that something we leave to the people and we'll check it later?
I'm going to leave that to people who do that nerdy stuff for a living.
Can someone work it out? We're going to pin your comment.
You could still
work out the maths.
you could still put this on a traditional dyno and it would still do stuff. You go, look, it's got a power curve.
Yeah,
the
okay.
curves just look very different.
The curve's going to look like that, right?
The
Or is it going
torque
to look
works
like
very
this?
differently. They don't have gears. They're not changing gears. You're not just dynoing it in top gear. Anyway, someone who knows all that stuff will let us know. But anyway, 400 to 750 horsepower. You can tow over 5 tons with it.
5
they reckon.
tons?
5 tons.
On batteries?
But that said, this is also apparently aimed at lifestyle buyers. So you're not buying this to go and put a metal tray on the back and then go throw your rubbish in it and go do a run to the tip. But you could if you wanted to, and I think that's why people love these things.
Why don't you're not buying that to go to the tip?
It's a lifestyle buyer, so it'd be more like, oh, I'm going snowboarding, or I'm going mountain biking, or I'm.
But wouldn't that same person want to go to the tip? I thought you were saying it was like it's not a commercial vehicle.
Well, it's not aimed at commercial buyers, I think, is
Okay.
what they're getting at, but who knows what that means. That's probably some marketing stuff. But they are building it at a former Mitsubishi plant in the US, Michigan, I think someone said.
Okay.
Which is interesting because using plants that were for a long time building these internal combustion engine things
Converting
now
them.
being converted and turned into something like this. Late 2020, the base model is going to start at 70,000 US, they reckon. So what's that, 100 grand here?
Will they get here, do you reckon?
I don't know. I mean, there's a big push to get them here.
There'd be a big market. Aussies would buy them.
100 grand is a lot to spend on a ute, but also by the time you completely kit out like your Ranger, Triton, Hilux, Mercedes thing, you can easily get into the six figures.
Well, I think like a Amarok V6 is like 70 grand.
Yeah.
That's before you go, oh, I need side steps, I need the roof racks, I need the bars, I need, optional of these things. So it's not actually that far out of the thing.
So I think it's pretty cool. I'm not, like you, I'm not sold on the USB-C front, but overall, I reckon it's got something happening.
Now, Mun, on that theme of utes, and I'm going to jump off that and segue to Skoda. Now, Skoda's kind of like the underdog of the badge world, it seems. Do you know what I mean? Like they get the crappy handles and they get the stuff from the parts bins that people don't want anymore.
Yep.
But you may have seen a headline this week that I actually thought was pretty exciting. The headline screamed out this: Skoda Kodiaq Ute concept coming. I was like, that's kind of cool.
Concept.
It's like a cheapy kind of, or cheaper, obviously not maybe a Volkswagen or Mercedes version, but that's cool. You go, wow, that actually looks pretty exciting. So this article's less about utes and more about then once I clicked onto the story, which said a team of student engineers from Skoda is preparing a load-lugging Kodiaq. Yes, that sounds really good.
Cool.
Oh, the car will remain a concept, nothing more. It's never going to get made. It's just they just drew some pictures of it, I think.
Oh, so hang on. So the news story is someone drew a picture of a ute.
Yes.
That we can never actually buy.
Yeah, it'll just be a concept. That's it. I think that's the story. That's the whole story. And so that comes down to news. Because if the headline said students at a cake shop made a cake,
yes,
you'd go, oh, that's interesting, but you can never buy the cake.
Right. But no, they drew a picture
because they built it out of beaver feet.
But they drew a picture.
But if the article said beaver feet cake takes the world by storm, you're like, beaver feet?
Yeah.
Which is our code word for the day.
Beaver feet.
Beaver feet.
Didn't have to
then
stay
everyone's
on
going to
for
click
that
on
one.
it. Didn't have to stay. Anyway, so there's just clickbaiting everywhere, Martin.
Yeah. What is not clickbait, and speaking of utes, is the Ranger, they're doing a black edition.
Stop
now,
it. Stop it.
I know, I knew you'd love this. So, black edition.
Is it going to be white and black?
Whatever
Stormtrooper?
whatever you
like
want.
the only true option for a Golf R?
Whatever you want and black, which is cool.
Oh, really?
So, like, we're talking, what is it? Grill, bumpers, gloss black wheels, running boards, bedliner, fender vent, mirrors, sill plate, bash plate, etc., etc. It costs $2,000 US extra, but like
Wait on, $2,000
extra. But
that's
like,
pretty good.
It's extra, so painted, and we're talking like painted, powder coated. It looks tough, and I want one.
I don't know what it costs in the land that you're in, but recently I was somewhere and a guy came up to me and he goes, "Do you want to make your wheels black?" And I'm like, "Oh, they're already black, so no thank you." And he goes, "Oh, okay." And I said, "Out of interest, how much does it cost to paint your wheels black?" So this is a Sydney price. How much does it cost, Martin, to paint your wheels black?
$350 a wheel.
$300 a wheel. Close. $1,200. I reckon that's a lot.
With the spray can?
We've got a video that shows people how to do it for like $30. But what's interesting is that if you're just going to do your wheels, and everyone is talking about painting different bits of their car, and that's cool, is that we're talking about $2,000 to do all of that stuff, as opposed to say $1,200 for just doing the wheels.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. What's tricky though is that by the time you've got a really awesome looking ute like that, does it stop your usability of it? Because it's like, I used to have a Hilux, you just smash it everywhere. I took it out to Mum's place, Doey's in the paddock, chasing goats, and I wasn't chasing my goats. I got 2 pet goats, I didn't chase them in a truck at all. That'd be a shit thing to do. But
I got bitten by a dog this morning.
Did you?
Actually attacked by a dog.
Really?
Yeah.
It was a big one?
No, not particularly big, but
Did
it was
you defend
vicious,
yourself?
man. Yeah, I did, but right. So I'd gone out.
Be careful what you say on this show, because it's going on.
No, I walked out to check the mailbox, right?
Yes.
And there's this dog across the road. And I'm thinking, oh, that's weird. Like dogs, I didn't recognise. I was like, oh, it's not on a lead. I wonder what's going on. It just looked at me. It's like, I'm like, oh no, this dog's gonna get run over.
Oh no! Because then it was a scene like from The Birds, Alfred Hitchcock, and you started running.
It saw me, and it sort of just started walking towards him like, oh please, no cars don't come.
Yes.
Because it's like it's gonna get proper pancakes. So I'm just like going, oh no, not realising that the dog wasn't like. He didn't
want to say hello.
No,
he wanted to nibble on a sausage.
He wanted to eat me.
Okay.
And so he comes up and just like, I was like, oh, this is escalating. And then just, like straight into my feet and my ankles.
Oh, he bit you?
Yeah, he bit me. I got a band on my ankle where he bit me. But it's not that bad. He just took some skin off.
Dude, you're actually bleeding.
Yeah.
Into your sock.
Yeah, there's a few spots where he got me.
That's a big bruise.
Yeah, there's a few spots where he got me. Both sides.
You're bleeding.
Both
You're legitimately
ankles.
bleeding.
Yeah, I know, both angles. Anyway, and so here's the problem.
You've
right?
just been sitting here bleeding.
I decided that I will never ever walk to my mailbox ever again wearing thongs, which are known as jandals or flip-flops, depending where you're from. Because guess what? You can't kick the dog away from you in thongs, can you?
Well, you can't.
Because if you just can't kick it...
shoo it away from you.
Whatever.
With your foot.
Something's trying to attack your foot, you're going to go, get away from me, right?
Because the dog just goes... shoo it away and contact the owner.
Thanks for the toe. And then eats your toe, which is basically what happened.
Wow.
Yeah. So let's just say... No, I won't say anything. The dog is fine. Nothing happened to the dog. I'm the only one that's bleeding. The dog just walked home and had a nice, probably crapped in the backyard somewhere.
That was one for his fat tank, wasn't it?
His what?
I don't know. Hey, Martin, have you got all the news? Because I've got one thing.
No, I got one more.
Okay,
you go.
Like 10 seconds each.
No, this is too good. This is the one I didn't want to tell you about because I'm saving
20
it.
seconds.
It's too good. All right.
20 seconds. Let's go.
Ready?
And go.
Nissan just became the first automaker to partner with an eSports and gaming team. They're sponsoring the team. Quote, for any company trying to reach Generation Z, hello Generation Z, and millennials, hello millennials-minded audience, streaming and esports is an enormous opportunity. So, team members will have access to Nissan vehicles to integrate into social and digital content. Vehicles involved Armada, Altima, Kicks, and all-electric Leaf. Cool. Here's the photo.
Okay.
So this is Nissan's promo photo for their new esports team that they're sponsoring.
And these guys they're taking the piss, or is that a serious photo, or are they?
That's a serious press photo.
But they're taking the piss. These guys are for sure.
I don't know. Either way, you're looking at some of the best esports players in the world. Good on them. They get to cruise around in some mad cars.
What I reckon is actually awesome is that these dudes have made a career out of something that didn't exist a long time ago. Like it's a new thing. Just like we are making videos and doing different things. Like it's a whole new and exciting world.
But isn't like we spoke about just on a recent Unicorn circuit, people getting sponsored. What are they doing? Cricketers? I think it was cricket players.
What, are they giving them violins or something?
No, the cricket players were getting cars, like being the new brand ambassadors and stuff. And now there's these dudes who couldn't be much older than 20 years old.
Yeah.
Cruising around in some Nissans because they're good at what they do. And Nissan's like, but also they want to speak to the audience. They're not really that interested in these guys as much as they are with saying, hey, Nissan, you should buy a Nissan if you like esports.
Martin, I think that is very interesting and leads me to the last piece of news, which is actually a perfect segue from that, which is Mercedes. Now, it's not a car that we've had anything much to do with at this point. That might be changing soon, that thing we're talking about. Remember that thing? The thing? The guy drawing the thing for the thing?
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, we draw a picture of a car and then pretend it's real. Anyway, so they are like, hey, everybody uses their car to drive around in, but what do you do with your car when you're not driving it? And they were like, why doesn't that become a games console? I think it's actually a really, really good idea. So what they've done is they're opening up a competition to develop games. So game development companies, different people, there's a competition of can you develop stuff so that when your car is sitting in the garage, you can sit in there and it's got screens and you can use all of that stuff to play a game, which I actually think is really cool. Yeah. Now what's interesting about that is eventually when rain fingers, sorry everybody, once cars are electric and autonomous, there's going to be no one driving the car. And if the car doesn't need to be driven and road deaths come down to 0% because computers are running everything, then I think, and this is my personal opinion, I haven't read a lot of this stuff, but I think what's going to happen is that cars / Ubers / taxis are actually going to be more about a service-based industry than a transport business. So I think what's going to happen is you're going to see a car go past that's an autonomous taxi and it's going to be a massage place. You get a foot massage, you're going to have an accountant, you're going to have a cooking school, you're going to have a book club or whatever. And what would make a lot of sense, and I think the next level of this, is when there's a game that you play in that car which somehow, like the Pokemon thing, integrates some of the stuff that's happening outside. All your screens become virtual and you're blasting things and shooting things and doing whatever, but it kind of looks to you like it's real and you're getting this immersive experience. I think that's going to happen.
Imagine if you were combining literally getting a taxi for half an hour across the city into like a Call of Duty-esque type thing. And you're just sitting in this box that's moving around and you just got this like thing and you're like, oh, there's aliens.
And there's the zombies and there's the thing. I mean, it's really interesting times and I don't think this stuff is a long way away.
No. So, well, the technology is also there, but I would also argue, how many horse riding simulators do you see?
What?
Well, no one really rides horses anymore. That was the main form of transport.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
So, like, driving sounds really boring, but I agree with your point about, yes, there was some other way of doing it that isn't necessarily staring at a road like this, which I just did driving.
And if someone said to you, do you want to just sit in a car like this, or it costs the same or $1 more, but you get to play a game or you get access to fast internet or you do something. Random fact, Fast and Furious, the movie, what's that about?
Originally, it was about cars.
Ow.
What?
Nope. Take another guess. I'll give you $100 if you get it right. What's the main form of transport in the original Fast and Furious movie?
Motorbikes.
Nope.
Walking.
Nope. You just said it recently.
What?
Horses. Fast and Furious. It's a horse movie, man.
Oh, it's a Western, you mean?
Yeah. It's a horse movie. They remade it as cars.
Of course.
But the original Fast and Furious is a horse movie.
Because they robbed trains.
They robbed trains, and then they remade the movie with Honda Civics, robbing TVs out the back
With
of the
engines
thing.
that fetch a premium the night before.
Yeah,
race
exactly.
course.
And
SR20s for your
Hector with
Honda.
his crazy thing and cars with no brake colours.
Motec exhaust.
Anyway, there it is, everybody. It's time for a brand new segment. Now,
Spanking new.
Spanking new, Martin.
Yes.
And as such, we were kind of thinking, you know what, we come across a lot of interesting people in our travels, and we thought, why don't we get some of these interesting people on the show? So occasionally, we're going to bring a guest on the show. And as such, we've got a very special guest here today. He's sitting just over here. He's going to educate us, Martin, edumacate us.
We're going to learn something.
We're going to be
together.
culturally expanded.
Yes.
And we're going to share...
Extended.
Culturally extended. And we're going to be sharing some information with you. It's incredible. So let's kick off our brand new segment on the Unicorn Circuit. It's just called Special Guest.
I was going to say, the name's not that wild, but let's just go with Special Guest.
In our very first segment of Special Guest, we've got our good friend and sake expert and importer extraordinaire, Taka. How are you, Taka?
Yeah, good. Thank you.
Thank you for joining us on the
man.
Unicorn Circuit.
I have a first question.
Yeah.
Are you from Japan?
Yes.
Yes, good.
But I live in Australia now.
Oh, okay, cool.
Which part of Japan are you from?
It's Ehime Prefecture. It's not main island, one of the 4 islands. And,
Yes.
It's kind of on the local side.
Okay.
North, south, east, west.
South.
South, the
A
bottom.
little bit west south. Yeah.
Yeah, awesome.
Some people think that in Japan, everyone is driving Godzilla, the GTR, and Sylvia. Is everybody driving crazy cars over there?
No, and in Japan, the many people drive very small car. It's a K. Do you know that?
Yes, we do. Yes, we
Do we
do.
know that? Yeah, we do.
Have you seen any episodes of Mighty Car Mods? It's another show on the internet.
Yeah.
Yeah, have you?
Yeah.
Those guys do some K cars.
Yeah.
What's the correct pronunciation? K?
It's K.
K. Because we made a film called Key to the City, which was the same spelling, but the key to the city is like when you get to... Anyway,
Okay.
thank you for being on the show.
Thank you very
Now, today, Taka is going to be teaching us and you about the delightful art of sake, how to drink it.
If you have watched Mighty Car Mods, that other show that other guys make, you may have seen Turbos and Temples. We actually went to a sake brewery, which we went to relatively quickly, and they said, just try this sake. And
I wheeled him out, Arigato taxi.
Wheel me out.
So, Taka, can you please tell us a little bit about sake? Where did it come from and why does it exist?
Okay, so of course, sake comes from Japan and my home country. And
We love Japan.
Oh, thank you. I love Australia.
Oh, good. That's a good deal.
Okay. Anyway, sorry. What is your question?
Sake, it comes from Japan.
Yeah.
And what is its significance in Japan's culture and its history?
It's like a wine for us, and we drink sake at dinner, and almost every night, long time ago. Now it's very changed, and we drink beer, wine, lots of different alcohol drink. But originally, the sake is wine for us.
Okay. I drank in my younger time. I was in Osaka in winter, and I may have told this story, but I don't know what it's called in Japanese, where you take all your clothes off and run through the city. What's that called in Japanese?
Nudie run.
I don't know the particular word.
Yeah, but people do that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
They do. What?
So
Is that a thing?
yeah, it's a thing everywhere. It's universal. I was just young and stupid, and so
Especially Osaka is crazy.
yeah, Osaka is crazy, and I went crazy in Osaka. But I met some young motorbike riders, and they gave me the bottle of this, and they were holding it up and saying "Nande, Nande, Nande."
Okay.
What's Nande?
It's actually nonde.
Oh, nonde.
Drink.
Oh, drink. Okay, because they were It was
I thought it would mean like, hey, we're gangsters and we're going to get you drunk.
yeah, something. Anyway, I woke up without a kidney and no wallet.
Yeah.
Anyways, all right. So let's. What do we do? Let's try some.
Is there a
Yeah,
special
that's
way to do this?
Yeah, so, and, yeah, the sake I bring here today is kind of very classic sake. And
Yep.
so those type of sake I recommend drink warm.
Well, so this is JDM legit. Do you have the term JDM in Japan?
What's that?
No, because we think Japan domestic market. But don't worry, you answered everything in that. That's the JDM dream. Everyone's JDM except for the Japanese.
Yeah, that's right.
So how do we warm it up?
Okay, this is not professional setting, and this is how I do at home.
Okay.
And using electric kettle.
Yes.
And it's already hot.
Okay.
And open, and I use this kettle because the lid open
Yep.
the vertical, so and I can put this container directly into here. You can find at anywhere.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is there like special sake warmers
No,
and
no.
things you can buy, or is this
Yeah,
just
I just buy this and from where's that? David Jones.
sweet?
Yeah. And like $50.
$50.
Yeah.
You're starting to sound very Australian. You got to start saying, yeah, nah.
Yeah, now.
Yeah, there you go.
Anyway, the pour sake into this kind of
Okay.
container, then put in hot water,
Yep.
and that's awesome.
And how long should it stay in the hot water?
It depends on how much sake you have in, and also the material of the pot.
Okay.
And about maybe 2 minutes, 3 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah, but now it's okay. Yeah.
So you drink it out of not a shot glass, but a bowl.
So this one is specially designed for hot, warm sake.
Okay.
And shallow, and yeah, this flat, we call flat cup,
Yep.
and you should lift up your cup.
Oh, lift it. Is that polite to lift up the cup?
Yeah.
So you don't
just,
pour it. You
this is
don't
a
pour it.
manner.
Whilst
Pour
sitting
it
on
into
the
that.
table.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a
And
good one.
another reason is if I pour this directly, it's spilled out.
Okay. Oh, it smells spicy.
Smells good.
Cheers, and do we say
Kanpai.
kanpai?
Yeah.
Kanpai. Kanpai. And you just have a sip, or you
Yeah,
what?
just a sip.
Just a sip to start with.
Yeah, but
Okay.
you know, yeah, young people like and finish at once, but you can just sip.
That's really good. It's very smooth. Is that like an expensive one? Because it tastes classy to me. Do you know what I mean?
Do you know what it is? It's a bit like has the immediate taste and texture and that of wine,
Yep.
but then it has the
An after hit of
effect
vodka or something.
spirits. Yeah,
Yeah.
like with the smell and everything. That's good.
Excellent.
That's good. Drink it all, but I've got to drive later.
Well, thank you very much for
That's
coming
awesome.
on the show.
Oh, no worries.
Thank you very much for sharing your knowledge with us.
Warm sake is a winner.
Warm sake is great.
I wasn't sold on drinking it warm.
Yep.
But I actually think it's good.
I mean, next time we go camping, you just take
Done.
some of that and cook it up on the fire.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Absolutely delicious. Taka from SakeNet.com. Do you want to give yourself a little, what do you call it in Australian,
plug,
Martin?
man.
Give yourself a plug. People can buy this
Yes.
from
So,
your website.
Yeah, my website.
And we're putting the website up now. It's sakenet.com.au.
Yeah, that's right.
And people can order directly from you and you'll send it.
Yeah.
Amazing. Thank you very much. And actually, could you hang around? Because we have 2 more segments that you can actually help with.
Okay.
Because we need a professional, some professional advice. So next up, we're going to, is that even legal? In our regular segment, is that even legal? This week, Martin, would you like a girlfriend if you were in Japan? The format doesn't quite work.
Theoretically, if I was in Japan and wanted a girlfriend.
No, you can't.
What?
Taka, tell me if this is true. Do you have an older brother?
Oh, no.
No. Do you have a younger brother?
No, I only have 2 older sisters.
Okay, none of this is working for me
That's
right now.
fine, just
but
roll with
that's
it now.
fine. So this is apparently the law in Japan. If an older brother asks to marry your girlfriend, by law, your girlfriend has to marry him.
No.
What, Taka? Is that true?
I don't know.
Have you ever heard that before?
No.
So if you had a younger brother and you said to him, I'm going to marry your girlfriend, then she has to marry you. No, or, I mean, I got this off the internet, so I don't
Okay.
know whether to believe the internet or the Japanese man. Martin, what do you think? But, I mean, that's bullshit, isn't it?
Yeah. I'm leaning towards.
What's
bullshit.
the Japanese word for just bullshit? Just rubbish, like just not true.
Yeah, just I don't know, baka na hanashi or
There we go, baka hanashi.
okay.
Yeah. So there you go, it's baka hanashi. How's my accent? Martin, now we're mixing it up again
What are we doing?
because he's about to go. We're doing what we normally finish the show with, but we're doing a JDM special
Let's do
with
it.
Takahashi. We're doing, this is Random Eat Bag.
Random Meat Bag is the special segment where we expand our brain holes, mouth holes, and
By expanding our
later
jaw
on by
holes.
expanding our jaw holes to try things and put them in our unicorn food, taste the magic bag.
And we can wash them down with a little sip of this big puppy.
Then the rest of the afternoon's a write-off. Unicorn food. So we have a few items that
We've
potentially
got
our
some
friend
JDM specials.
might be able to help us
And I
with.
thought maybe you could tell us what these things are, and then you can choose which ones we're going to eat today. So for starters,
Because we never know what they say.
what is that?
Oh, it's chocolate.
Chocolate. Great. Good answer. We've got some chocolate. What's that? What does this say?
Oh, veggie taberu and
Veggie badu.
veggie taberu,
Yes.
vegetable.
Like
Yes.
veggie
Taberu
chips.
is eat.
Vegetable chip.
They look good.
Right. They look pretty good. What's that? What does this say? That bit up there in blue.
おいしさアップだぞ。
What does that mean?
More delicious.
More delicious.
Yeah.
But more delicious than what?
Maybe the previous version.
Oh, good answer. All right, next up, we've
This is
got
awesome.
this one. What is that?
Dondon yaki, and I don't know, but maybe it's kind of traditional and like a rice cake or.
Noodly things.
Right,
Could they
oh,
be little
that
noodle
sounds
things?
good.
Oh yeah,
Don,
yeah.
like-
Probably from Osaka or somewhere.
From Osaka.
Yeah,
For the party people.
We've got to try those ones.
And then lastly, what is that?
Mangetspon.
Mangetspon.
Full moon. Full moon is because
Oh, full moon.
Yeah, full
That's a moon.
Pon is like a rice pop rice.
Oh yes, yes. Well, what would you like to try out
Which
of all
one
of
are we
these things?
trying?
Which one would you like to try? You get to choose today. You can choose between any of these things.
Yeah, I taste in Dondon yaki.
Great.
Yeah, good
Let's eat
choice.
some of that, and then we'll kick on with the show. All right, you can open it up and have a taste, and you let us know if it's delicious or not,
Oh,
and then you can wash it down with a little bit of this if you need to.
oh, it's not.
Oh, they're quite odd.
Are they fishy?
There you go, Martin.
Thanks.
Amazing.
They're really good.
Absolutely amazing.
They taste like noodles.
It tastes like miso mixed with noodles.
Yeah, like a ramen, a really good
It
ramen
says
thing.
kimchi taste.
Which taste?
Kimchi.
Kimchi.
Oh, kimchi
like
taste.
pickled. Oh yeah,
Korean.
pickled.
Yeah, oh, it's Korean.
Spicy pickle.
Excellent. Well, there it
really
is.
good.
Thanks for hanging with us while we mix up the show a little bit. What, Martin, is it time for My Crap Car?
It is.
Is it? Do we have a crap car this week?
We have an excellent crap car this week, but we have to go to the crap car segment before I'm going to tell you.
Taka, thank you very much for joining us today. Thank you for joining us on the Unicorn Casting Couch. Next up, we'll kick it into My Crap Car.
My Crap Car is a segment of the Unicorn Circuit where you show us your awesomely crap/awesome car. We've had some amazing submissions over the last 68 episodes of the Unicorn Circuit, this one being 69. What song is that? Is it
I'm doing the
mic?
whistle bass.
How do you do a slap whistle? That did not work.
Anyways.
So on this episode of My Crap Car, we have Tommy from Florida with this freaking awesome MR2. Check it out.
Hello, Unicorn Circuit. My name is Tommy, and I would like to introduce you to my crap car. It's a 1987 Toyota MR2 that I bought off of a Craigslist for $400. Rescued it from basically being stuck in a backyard for a decade. She was cheap. She didn't have the engine or transmission in her. I spent some time. So I use this car for SEC rallycross events, and so she drives off-road in the dirt. Mid-engine, rear-wheel drive. She's a ton of fun. Slides like crazy, flicks around. It's insane. It's fun. It's not fast, but it's a really good time. As you can see, she has a couple holes in her. Nothing too bad. I've done what I could to just kind of rust reform it, keep it from spreading too much. A lot of things from sitting had to be taken care of. Brake booster, master cylinder, clutch. The headlights actually worked from the beginning, which is weird. I generally keep them popped up so I can see the corners of the car, but also because I don't trust the motors to continue to work for very long. The interior was basically moldy, rusty. Plastic was so thin and sun damaged that you could poke your finger through it, so I removed it. It's a lot cheaper that way. The seats were collapsed terrible, and the regular seat belts would let me hit my head on the sun or T-tops when I was driving along. That wasn't the best way to survive a rallycross. So I added in these, I think they're 2005 STI seats with some race grip harnesses that I found at a pawn shop. They're expired, but they work for what I need to do. The passenger window had broken out. I have a window net in it now, partially because if you have a window, you have to actually have it rolled up while you drive, and it's really hot. So I'm in Florida, which is great because our seasons are long. They run from January to November, but it is insanely hot in the summer months in this thing. The passenger seat is actually installed a couple inches higher than the driver's seat. And that's because one of my partners on this journey is my now 12-year-old daughter, who this year is old enough to ride along with me. So I installed the passenger seat higher up so she could actually see where we're going. The suspension was completely shot when I got it, so I have the set, and I don't know if we'll see them, yeah, of the cheapest possible Amazon coilovers. And that's because these top hats were just completely rusted out. The shocks were blown, and it was on lowering springs. No prop rod, so I get to either hold it up or use my usual block of wood. Batteries moved out of the spot. There's a lot of stuff removed from this engine, which helps kind of clear up a lot of the vacuum lines and other junk that you get. The MR2s have this weird kind of tripod throttle thing that's up top. Remove that. Added this little bracket from a guy in the UK that makes them still, and really cleaned up the engine bay and actually made my throttle work because it wouldn't return, which is a little bit scary when you're trying to drive a car. You'll notice this little pipe here goes into the trunk, and that's because I recently added something to the trunk, which is a little bit unusual perhaps. We'll flip the latches here. What I added was a turbo from a 1990 Dodge Spirit. We've got the AFM beforehand, battery in here, a bunch of oil lines, exhaust, all the fun stuff. Made the setup myself, just learned how to weld, so kind of taught myself how to weld on this thing. But you know, best thing to do is just jump out there and just get started.
That's some AW11 action. Love it. Good job. Mighty Carmel stickers on it. Roadkill stickers on it.
What a legend.
Dressed up full like 80s, 90s, old school Toyota.
Excellent.
Love it. And
Slap
racing
whistle.
his car, like using it. Actually getting it there and using it.
We would love to see your crappy cars. You can send them in to mycrapcar@unicornsoga.com.au. Next up, Martin, I do believe it's time for...
Conspiracy Hat Cat. This week on Conspiracy Hat Cat, which is one of the internet's favourite sections, I'm sure.
Put your hands up if you like the internet. Well done. What's the conspiracy, Martin?
Watching this on the internet.
Yes. Doesn't mean they like it.
All right. So, have you used a web browser recently?
I did, Martin.
Probably. Did
I
you?
used one the other day.
Really?
Yes.
There's a few out
I was
there.
looking up mods for my golf.
Oh, right.
Yes.
On the internet.
Yes.
Yeah, right.
There's a lot of stages, man.
Is there?
There's stages all over the place. Anyway, let's not get down that route right now.
So, have you ever arrived at some kind of web page or website and it just doesn't work?
All the time, Martin.
Ever wondered why?
Yes, all the time, Martin.
Ever wondered that possibly some of those websites that are owned by certain big companies who also happen to make web browsers don't want you to use anyone else's web browser, so that you go,
No.
I'm going to have to go and download that other one made by a nameless big corporation just so I can see that thing. And then you're like, you know what? This web browser's pretty good. Next minute, all your search history, all your tracking, all your advertising, everything that's aimed at you is building a nice little profile to cha-ching, cash in, because the most profitable business on the internet is
You.
you. It's selling your ads.
Martin,
It's
are you
tracking
trying to
stuff.
tell me-
It pays for almost everything you see online.
Are you trying to tell me, Martin, that I might go and try and visit a website?
Yes.
And then I'm using Safari.
Yes.
Then the website doesn't work.
Yes.
So then I've got to go and, for example, use Chrome, which is owned by
Firefox or
Google
Opera
or something.
or
And then
yeah.
all of a sudden it works.
Yep.
And that there's somehow some conspiracy that is designed for the express purpose of making us use their platform so they can mine our data. Is that what you're saying?
Put it this way. The internet knows that you have a Golf. It
Well,
knows
that's
that
because I
you're
made a
looking
video
at...
about it.
Oh.
And it's been seen by almost
could
a
be
million
right.
people.
You know what? Oh, these veggie chips are good, dude. We got to do random eat bag early in the
We can do
piece,
random eat bag
just so we
again.
can smash these amazing snacks. These are awesome little veggie chip things. Next up, it's Fanking.
Fanking is the delightful art of let's jump into it. Okay, Martin, so next up,
What's
first
this?
Fank of the week. That's the full moon party.
I don't want to eat your full moon party.
What?
What's this one?
That's chocolate, you said? That's Pikachu's chocolate.
Oh, it's
chocolate.
It's that thing, that game that everyone played for like 2 weeks and shut down the city and then got over it. Remember? Pokemon?
Was it called Pokemon Go? No, Pokemon Search. Can you give me one as I just tell everyone
dude.
about the Fanking?
Yeah,
Fanking
go.
business?
Sorry, fank it up.
Thank you. Oh, delicious.
They look like fish.
Tastes like a chocolate head. Martin, let's just jump into it.
No,
Fanking,
no.
the delightful art of Martin, twist and shout. Double filled. Look at that. Whatever you're into,
Shake it
that's
up,
cool.
baby.
Green's moist date.
Oh,
I mean, the moist date's fine. By the time it's green, bleh. Martin, now, I put this one in here
Cock
because that's
flavour.
a double Fank. Not only does he have the cock flavour, it's a jerk cock flavour.
Oh.
See, he's got a girthy chody jar and
Oh.
put that next to the
that's some good technique.
man filter. That's right.
That's a
Do you
sheep
keep them out or do you
It
keep
might
them
be.
in? That's the question.
They
Ask master. Now we... Can I just give you an honorary Fank of the week?
Why
That's
can't
fantastic.
someone make a glass blaster?
Well, they did.
No, that's a
blaster.
Why can't someone make glass blaster? That's a product that needs to be made.
That's a really good idea. Martin,
So
nut
much
milk.
nut
There
milk.
it is. There's just nut milk.
Thank you,
everywhere.
almond growers everywhere. For
Martin,
that one.
prawn cock. Look at that. I mean,
We don't have them. I mean, not we personally. I mean, Australia doesn't have prawn cock chips. Prawn cocktail chips. Is what I was getting at. We've got sausage sanger ones.
man,
Yeah. Don't put your sanger in your prawn.
don't.
Anyway.
Just don't.
Just keep
All right,
going.
moving on, Martin. 100% natural, pink and delicious.
Good
Boom.
baking technique.
Boom, gland sauce. Now, we put that up there before, but every time I see it, it makes me feel sick. And I put that up there because
so
I've got a
gross.
conspiracy, Martin, that's you. Is that true?
That's not me.
Are you sure?
That's not my thumb. You can tell. Look at the distance of the thumb.
That looks a lot like your thumb.
It looks
oh my
nothing.
gosh.
He's got good He clips his nails really neatly. I
And,
like
he's,
that.
and look at his thongs there, and he's in Bunnings.
See,
or
he probably
something.
got attacked by a dog too because he was wearing thongs.
No, Martin, he looks like
Not a
you.
good
I still
idea.
believe it's you.
Oh,
Cock and
cock
balls. well done. Good job. It is what it is. Oh, shit.
Oh,
There it is. We've
Good
seen that one
mushrooms.
before, but well done.
No, I'm into it.
You know, you eat mushrooms?
Yeah, sometimes.
Me neither. Apparently they're a big new health thing.
I like cooking them. I don't like eating them.
Oh.
Is that weird?
Yeah, why would you cook it if you're not going
Because
to eat
they're
them?
really satisfying to cook. Have you cooked mushrooms?
Why don't you just cook it and throw it? No, I haven't. I told you, everyone knows my magic mushroom story.
stir fry, it's
Don't
good,
touch
man.
drugs, kids. And I didn't, and I wouldn't, and I never would. Don't. All right, next go, the hairy box.
Oh, it's a sampler
It's
as
a
well.
I guess there's a
If you
few
want
in
to go
there.
back for more, you can get more.
But Martin, this is great. Tuck me in a taco.
What is it? Oh, it's cheese.
It's cheese.
And you...
And you tuck it in taco. I ate some vegan cheese. Sorry to the vegans, not sorry. It tasted pretty good. It tasted like cheese. Why does it exist? I don't
What
know.
was it made of?
Soy, vegan-y stuff. You know,
So that's
a lot of
the
vegan
problem.
stuff's
What
really
was
salt.
it made of?
Not animals.
Yeah, but what did you have to put
Martin,
in it?
Woodies for men. There you go.
Ah, good.
Support the cause. Deep anal gel. Sorry, action gel. It's deep action gel. That was what they call a Freudian dick. Martin, quickies. There you go. Nail varnish remover pads.
Cock spray.
Cock spray. There
Cockpit
it is. We
spray
see a
is
bit of that.
everywhere.
It is,
I didn't
Martin.
know cockpit spray was a thing.
I mean, because we don't call cars cockpits,
We don't.
do we? We call it dash.
I mean, maybe if you're in an aeroplane, it's a cockpit.
I guess so, but
Is these guys all working airplanes?
I mean, does he look like a pilot? I
Yeah,
don't
no,
know.
he looks like a lamey.
A lamey. He does look like a lamey because he's got the special lamey shoe on.
There you go.
A lamey licensed aircraft maintenance engineer. Hello, thanks for keeping us flying. Rim flavoured chips, Martin. I do not want to eat that. A lot of the time we want to slap our mouth around it. No, thank you.
I want a veggie chip.
Martin, ass wipes. There you go. Don't flush those ass wipes down the toilet.
No.
They're really bad for the environment and
Look
everything
up what
else.
happens if you do.
They say they're
Not
flushable.
cool.
They're not flushable.
Not
Now
at
that's not. That's actually glass wipes. But just as an end junk, don't wipe. Just
good.
get it. You know, Japan's got it right. They wash their asses with a special elephant toilet.
Spray.
Like that. How it
Fountain.
goes. Martin, there we go. What have we got here?
Cock
It's
sauce
cock
and knob
sauce and
sauce.
knob sauce. Well done.
Down to the same place.
Two
That is
products
good.
at the same time.
Double
well done
thank.
to whoever made those. Fantastic.
Double thank.
Martin, hide your dick away. There it is. Thank you to that young lady for sending that in. Martin, it's time for Fanks of the Week.
That's very good.
Fanks of the Week.
Thanks.
We're doing a
multiples.
tri-fank.
Do I have
Yep.
to do 3 drum rolls?
Drum roll number 1. That's semen
Oh.
tea.
No.
Well done. Good job. Next fank of the week. Shaft and arse lube.
Zinc fortified. Well, that's healthy.
Well done. Highest protection. And the last fank of the week is Grandma's secret spot. Well done, everybody. You can send us in your fanking photos. Actually, don't send them in at all because we won't even look at them, but you can put them on the Fanking Facebook page that we run. That's fankingdaily.thing there. All right, Martin. Next day, is that the end of the show? Is that it? There's no mailbag because you didn't send us anything. So we just skipped that section. We've done the random meat bag. Martin, that's the end of the show. There
That's
it is.
the end of the show.
Keep your eye out on the main Mighty Car Mods channel. You would have seen the 250 tips.
What?
But next up, Martin, we're going to be seeing some.
No, that's 125 people.
Oh, potentially. That's
Maybe.
contentious.
That is.
You haven't seen Blade Runner, have you? Not Blade Runner. What's that movie?
That's 3 tips.
What's the movie with the Arnold Schwarzenegger? Total Recall.
That's
That's gonna mess with your numbers. Yeah, they
tips.
got a triple.
Like a veggie
Anyone's
chip.
seen it? Yeah, love it. There it is. That's the show for another week.
Loose.
Super loose. Thank you very much from Taka from SakeNet. Thank you to Martin. Thank you Japan for the snacks. Thank you to Grandma's secret spot. And that's the
Mate,
show.
thank you to you for your consistent fight for the cause of thanking and unicorn circuits. Who'd have thought? 69 episodes.
69
What's the
episodes.
secret word? I bet you can't even remember.
Beaver cake.
You're so
is it
good.
beaver cake?
Yeah.
And it is 69. That's a 6. That's a 9.
What are we going to do now?
Go fix your Evo. 'cause it's
Sorry.